Hi guys, Frostfangs here, back again, of course, with another Paladins video. A bit of a different start to today's one, because I'm in the training range here with Lilith, because I want to explain real quick why I haven't actually made a damage Lilith video ever. Then we'll jump into the main video, the build and everything, all that sort of stuff. But basically, if you want to play damage Lilith, which does actually work quite well, you really want to use a projectile speed just to make it easier, even though you do lose ammo. They should probably change this card to just leave the ammo the same, but yeah, anyway, you want to run this, of course, and you want to grab the talent to finish off the setup. I'll show you it here really quick with the normal amount of ammo because it's still really quite annoying. But basically, her reload moves her reticle. A lot of other characters have this, but with Earth specifically, it moves it in a little bit more of an annoying way. I think it is just much more noticeable on Earth because of your projectile being so accurate. And it's not that bad on 4 ammo. You could kind of do it, and I could kind of do a damage video like this, even though it's still not the normal way people play Earth. You kind of go for a hybrid or a healer thing, which is what I'm doing today. But if you go for the 2 ammo and the projectile speed, which is, you know, the full way of doing it, it's just really rough. Even if I don't hit reload here, you can sort of see this is how you'd be playing. It's just jolting the camera, and if you're hitting a character that's moving, it's really noticeable and just annoying to try and stay on target at any sort of range. So instead of doing a Lilith video and being annoyed with that and spending a bunch of time complaining about it and all of that, I just didn't make a Lilith video on damage, and we're just going to play her the good way. There we go, the intro over. It's definitely a minor issue, but I still hope they fix it. And that's not even necessarily the main reason, it's just a big one. And the other reason is obviously the fact that she doesn't have that much support for it in her kit. The right click you never really ever use as a damage ability, and when you're playing as a healer, it's kind of annoying that it goes on enemies a lot of the time, at least for me. But yeah, what I mean is hopefully they fix it and also give her a bit more damage support so that I can make a proper damage Earth video instead of half-arsing one, which is what it would end up being. But anyway, on to the main video. Support Lilith. That might be one of the first times I've done an intro like that, or at least in a really long time. I kind of liked it, but yeah, standard Lilith is what we're playing today. Extra health, which did get nerfed a bit. She's been nerfed quite a few times over the last couple of updates and is still performing, I'd say, quite well. At least for me, I don't really play her that often, but for a lot of other people, I see Lilith's in-game doing quite well. She's not that popular of a character, but the people that play Lilith, those of you guys out there, you definitely do her justice. But the setup has been the same for a while. Extra healing, a little bit of reduced cost, extra health. Also want to mention, just in case you missed it, we've got a date and time now for the patch notes show. Obviously the update will be out after, and the PTS and stuff. I'll of course have coverage on the channel. It doesn't feel like it's been that long since the last update because we've got the, you know, community one, and I really liked that. I hope they do more stuff like that in the future. But yeah, just thought I mentioned it because I'll be watching the show, and then I'll of course cover it after the fact. Maybe not the patch notes, maybe I'll wait for the PTS. It depends on what it is, and if there's like a ton of stuff I want to talk about, and obviously what you guys want to see, let me know. But we've got Drogo's, Tyra, Lex, and Ash's video will be going out probably the day before the live show. Then Furia, Lex, Kazumi, Grover, and Nando. I used to stack videos quite a bit and then post them sometimes like a week after I recorded it. I don't really do that very much anymore. I pretty much record them either the same day or the day before they go up, and then I put them together. But we've got Quest Cord, of course, standard setup. I've gone through all that already. Chronos, I don't know if I really want on Lilith right at the start, but definitely does help out a bit. I then go usually morale boost, Haven, but we've got Fortress Breaker, Discovery Worm, Jets, Burn, Monster Empowered Curse, Aegis, Deep Roots, Heroism, and Exterminate. I was going to run on the bottom, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe we should play the top. Seems like they're actually all here up top, so I'm going to try and wiggle down, help out the Ash. We do have really low cooldowns, of course. We just got to play around with the meter and not get ourselves into too bad of a spot. Do need to play the timers quite a bit with Lilith, which is one thing that is a little bit jank. I wish they made the indicator a little bit more obvious for you. I don't know why it's kind of like weirdly aliased, or if that's really the right word, but basically it doesn't look as clean as it should, you know, being able to tell who you've got your mark on, especially with enemies. Like I said right at the start, there's a few changes I'd love to see with Earth, making the targeting a bit better, or at least making it a little bit, you know, less bad when you mark an enemy in scenarios where you want to mark a friendly. I'm just trying to run away here at this point. I don't know what the team's doing. I'm dead to the Lex, but yeah, her Q is also still really jank. They did fix a few bits with her. She does feel better than she did at release, but the Q often just breaks in weird ways. That's kind of the wrong way to explain it, because it doesn't break the ability, it's just the casting on it is really jank, and it has been ever since she was really put into the game, and maybe they'll fix it at some point. But yeah, the Q does feel pretty good, even with the jank. I do like the ability. I like Lilith's kit a lot. She's grown on me as a character more than I honestly thought she would. I never really thought I'd be, you know, somebody who picks Lilith every now and again, but drop that there, heal the Ash. But yeah, I definitely don't play her a crazy amount, but she has grown on me as a character, and I do pick her every now and again. We'll drop that there. I'm dead to the Lex. Oh, never mind. We're still up. Can I finish him off? I went for the cheeky shot. That didn't work. I've got nobody here to heal me up. She does feel a little bit awkward when you don't have a friendly, but that's the same for pretty much every healer, I feel like. What I was trying to say before I may or may not have fallen off of the map is that the ultimate is insanely strong. A lot of people don't realize how good it is. A lot of people do, but you pretty much just want to pop it whenever. It gives you like a reveal. It gives you insane buffs. It gives uncauterized lifesteal, which is the only thing in the game that does that. The only ability or ultimate or anything that gives uncauterized stuff, other than Ray with like her ult, but that's a completely different thing. Dead there to the Nando. We're putting in work. I feel like we're doing fine here. I feel like even if you play somewhat mediocre with Earth, you'll end up with a pretty good healing number. She has pretty good payoff for how much effort you're putting in. We'll go for more morale boost, just going to try and spam the ult. There's a Kazumi who teleported, but we've got some good damage on it. We'll slam down with the F. I'll pop the ult here again. The generation on it is kind of crazy. I honestly thought they were going to nerf the ultimate somehow, but they nerfed her health, and I guess technically I meter with the card that everyone was running. The card was definitely too good. People still, I think, run it at this point. I do in the build. I think they also nerfed the Q a bit, and maybe something with the ultimate. I can't really remember, but the ultimate feels pretty much the same. The Q does feel a little bit weaker. The damage and the healing on it, I think, is a little bit lower. Can't remember exactly, but she got like a general round of nerfs or two, and she's still like a pretty damn strong character, although not as crazy as some of the other healers, especially when you look at like Genos recently, who kind of replaced a few of the other ones. Did talk about that quite a bit already, but I'll probably end up doing another video with like Corvus or something, talking about it a little bit more in depth from a bit of a different angle, and a few others I've got planned as well, but we'll see. I'm not sure what's in the update yet. I have no idea, so maybe a bunch of the things I've got in my head and on my list might not end up making sense for a video, which is why I don't like pre-recording stuff too much. I have a couple of videos on the channel. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I feel like I have that are kind of just stuck in limbo, or I guess lost time, because I pre-recorded them, you know, they were meant to go up in a couple of days, I scheduled them and everything, and then something happened in the patch notes show, something was announced to be changed, it was like the main subject of the video, so the video would have made no sense if I posted it. Anyway, back to the main video, we'll get some big heals here. We're definitely still in this one, able to win it, it's just going to depend on if we can regain the point and hold it. To be honest, I feel like team-wise here, we're actually pretty damn even. We'll go for the ult here again. I popped this, I think, 3 times in like the last couple of minutes. It's kind of ridiculous how fast you gen it. Definitely don't need more than Chronos 2, you have such low cooldowns on her, you just grab it to make it a little bit snappier with the right click F and, you know, Q. The F I feel like you pretty much always have up, even if you like chain it together, but that right click can be kind of annoying, and the Q, don't know what's going on with the counter on the right click. It still looks like it's a full 4 seconds, but I don't think that it is. We'll get rid of the Lex here, maybe. I didn't finish him off, but luckily our Lex has me covered. I think the right click was just running out on the Ashe, so I switched it. I think we are fine here though. Look at those numbers, man. When you fully charge up the Q, which is a pretty good, you know, investment, you have to just sit and charge it, and then you get the right click going, you heal for a lot. You pretty much never want to just like insta-tap it, because the healing number on it is really low. You need to charge it up or else it just feels rough. You can get them pretty stacked, to be honest. We'll go for an F, sort of drop here, slam, try and play the shield. I'm just going to wiggle down a bit. We'll drop another one maybe. Don't know where that went. Do I go for the ult? I don't know if the ult actually stays up if you die. I'm pretty sure that it doesn't, so I guess it made sense there to save it. Joe goes with the ult. Ashe is cleared. There's a right click. We'll go for the ult. Fernando ulted to counter. We'll drop that here. Get some taps on him. Maybe I feel like we can actually kind of get rid of him here with the tire. We'll drop another one. Her fire should also melt him. Definitely been a bit of a banger game, to be honest. Gone the full distance. I'm playing at a much more normal time. I feel like Paladins matchmaking when I play at like 6 or 7 p.m. EU is pretty much the ideal scenario for me to get a game that's going to go like this, which is usually when I try and play, unless I'm trying to, I guess, hyper carry, then I maybe will do it more like 3 AM time, or if I'm trying to play a tank or a healer, playing at those hours is just way worse, because, you know, I'm expected to carry a lot of the time. But anyway, there we go. There are the stats. We did fine there. Could have done better, but I'm actually quite happy with that. 40k damage, surprisingly, to be honest. 112k there, also pretty good. I feel like she does quite a bit better on like an Onslaught King of the Hill than a Siege, or at least for me. Onslaught Primal Court is probably my favourite map with her. Hopefully we get another skin for her sometime soon, although I do really like Default Lilith, which would be kind of hard to top. She has the Stellar Witch one, which is fine, but I don't like that theme as much for a character like Lilith. This is just better suited. I like it more. The Rico is top notch, so is the golden one, which I'll probably get at some point if I play her enough. She's kind of low leveled at the moment though. Same sort of thing with Octavia, though she doesn't even have a skin. She's just got the recolors, I'm pretty sure, and she's been out longer as well. So I really hope Octavia gets a skin or two, but I think she's just underplayed as a character, which is what I talked about in the video. I don't know if I really cut much of that out, but Chronos and Nimble to start. In we go. We've got Rika, Precision, Aegis, Lifelink. I really should read through these, to be honest. We'll drop that there. It's kind of a crappy spot for it, but maybe we'll get some heals as they run through. That marked on, I guess, Charlene. Doesn't look like it affects the right click cooldown. Chronos, it still looks like it's 4 seconds, but it definitely makes a difference, because I can sort of feel it takes me a little bit longer to switch between people, which you shouldn't do as much on Earth, but I do anyway. Charlene's gone. I probably should have helped him out there. We'll go over here. We'll drop that there. Ram already had the ult up. Okay, we'll drop, right click her, keep the IO up, and try to do like a flank play. I feel like we're genning our ult kind of crazy quick. I don't know if they're going to nerf the ultimate. I don't feel like they really need to, but probably just the charge rate on it would be enough. I don't even have any morale boost right now, and I'm not even doing any damage, and we're healing like a lot. Although obviously the Q deals a lot of damage, and that's why it's stacking so quick. So in with the ult, the end of that right click tick is just an insane amount of healing early on in the game here. We'll drop another one on him, which is why you want to keep it, because it ticks up. Unlike most heals in the game that are consistent, that plays a little bit differently, which is actually something I like about it. We'll go for the ult. I could go for some morale boost in a minute. I might drop back into spawn. Could just wait to see when we die though. Leanne ulting, absolutely massive heals. The ult just ran out. Zin's trying to go on me. We can easily just dawdle back into spawn real quick and grab morale boost too. That's Grok with the ult. Don't recognize the sound effects. He's got the skin. That's Ron with the ult too. Very weird set of plays there. I think Charlene might be cleared. We'll throw one up there for him in case he's going to push round. I think I'm actually doing alright on this one. I really do like this map, like I said, for Liv. I feel like it's definitely one of the better ones for her. Leanne with the ult. IO with the ult. Don't think she got anybody, but Leanne did get a kill there. Try and help her out. There's a right click. That went on the freaking Xin instead. Sure, right click Charlene. There we go. We'll F up here. For some reason I couldn't do that then. That was weird, but I don't run the extra radius on the Q. I see a lot of people do it, but I tested it out in the target practice. It really isn't worth the extra cost on it. 10% radius on it because of the way it works just doesn't make that much of a difference. You're repositioning it so often, you might as well just throw another one down and keep it going. We'll go for the ult. I don't think I properly explained what I mean, but yeah, the radius just isn't worth running. You could, it's fine. It definitely isn't like a throwaway thing, but 5 points into the card for 10% plus extra cost. It isn't even just like a straight radius buff. Yeah, you don't really need to put it in. That is a Fernando with the ult. We hit the right click on him. We'll throw a big Q down there. Charlene just doing something. I'm just going to chill up here for a second. Just drop down for a minute. Throw that Q kind of up. We'll throw a right click on the Grok. That's totally what I wanted to do there. Okay, we'll reposition. Throw that up. Throw a right click on her. Throw a Q over there for the IO. She's actually still up. Right click the Charlene. Leanne's fine. We're actually doing alright here as well. Throw that up. Go back into spawn. Grab Kronos. Nimble. I guess. Right click Fernando, load up the Q. Couldn't get it to load. I love when that happens. That's great. I also have rebound it to the mouse. I said that in the last video ages ago, but you really don't want to have the Q actually bound to the Q. Like I have it actually still bound to Q just in case I default to it, but I actually use it on my mouse way more often. I'd recommend you change it from the keybind so you can actually move around fully. Right click on her just to make sure she's fine. Try and sit on. The point feels very even here. Again, another solid match. To be honest, it's actually going to go the full distance unless they manage to somehow really zone us off, which they might. Right click there on the Charlene. We'll get another one on him. Never mind, he killed the Zim. We'll throw that over there. I think it's a little bit far off. Right click on him. Shore's another Q. That healing is massive. We'll reposition. Look at those numbers, man. We'll drop another one. Just right click the Ram. Wasn't really what I wanted to do, but I suppose we can try and burst him. We'll go for the ult. Right click the Leanne. Sure. Charge up the thing. Drop that down. Grok ult. Charlene ult. Every ult just got popped there. That's Fernando to finish it off. Cool. Right click on the IO. I really wish I was doing a little bit more damage here because I am just so focused on keeping everybody full health. It's kind of working though. Looking at the healing numbers is kind of funny. I'm always trying to keep the mark on people. I'm a little bit better at telling who's marked and who's not after, you know, having played her a little bit more, but I still feel like it should be made a little bit more straightforward because it's kind of hard to see with the mess of paladins with everything just kind of being blasted everywhere. It's kind of the strat really. You just want to have a mark on someone who's kind of out of the way and then, you know, have the main heal just in the middle of the point. Getting blasted here by Xin. I've tried to right click. I could ult. I don't know if it really works again when I die, so I'm not going to pop it and waste one because in this game it's actually going to kind of matter if I just waste an ult. Fernando with the ult trying to get some heals to him. We can kind of waste the ult as long as it's doing something for us or like giving a little bit of life. Still, it doesn't need to be like ultra value because we want to try and use it as much as possible, but just can't completely waste it if I'm going to pop it and die a second after. Right click there on the Fernando again, just trying to end up with as much as possible here by the end. I think we're going to have 100k. That would be my guess. We'll throw a right click on the Charlene. He should be alright as long as he's got that on him. It's an IO ult. Got the ult here again. We're going to pop it as soon as we've genned it. There we go. That's a Ram ult. We're out of the way though. That's fine. We've still got the right click on the Fernando. We'll move that over to Leanne. That went on the Xin. It's kind of where you want the Kronos. We did get a bit of a heal there. Charlene, don't run into the Willow Q. That would be great. Thank you very much. We'll switch over to the Fernando because he's dead. I feel like I moved it a little bit early, but I could kind of tell he was a goner. Whenever he's not getting hit with Cauterize, the full heal he gets is just crazy quick. We'll get another one there on him. Just try and, I guess, push them off maybe a little bit. I just don't have any damage. Just one thing I don't like with Earth is that you can't really do much as a hybrid. You can only do like tiny output, and it feels like you're less effective healing-wise when you're trying to do hybrid stuff, because you're having to focus on so much with her. Hopefully you sort of get what I mean though. It's like you can do a little bit of damage, you can mix it in, especially with the Q if you're throwing it in the right spots, but you feel less effective healing wise if you're focusing on damage other than just like very occasionally throwing out a left click. But yeah, I'm just trying to focus on heals and then I switch a little bit if I need to, especially to cover the IO. I feel like I've been covering her ass a lot. I don't know if she's been covering me, but I've been protecting this IO as much as I can. There goes the Ram. Again, good example of it. She did get out. She's playing quite well. I've got to give her props for working together here well as a support duo, healing up our Nando and stuff. Died before I could pop the ult there. That's fine. Do I wait and save up for Haven? I don't feel like I need more Nimble, to be honest. I feel like I just need more damage reduction. Go for the ult. A little bit late. It's kind of just like a different version of a Ying ult, to be honest, for more aggressive teams, it feels like. Xin is very low. Throw that up there. Do have the fully charged mark on him, but he's in the dead zone. I'm going to spam another one on him when I can. We'll throw that up there. Just ignore the Xin. Right click for the Charlene. This is hectic. I've nearly got enough of that last bit of Haven. Went ahead and finished off a Haven because I don't think I'll have another chance unless I die, and I'm going to try obviously not to. We do have the right click, I thought, on the IO. I guess I moved it, and there we go. There's the victory. I'm pretty sure that's actually to time because we're only at like 320 or something, I think. Definitely super happy with how we did there, though. That was a fantastic showcase, I think, for Earth. We did have an IO also hitting with this, and she didn't really take away from my number, so I really don't feel like I'd have, you know, more if she was a different character. To be honest, I'd end up with a less because she was often, you know, keeping people low enough that I could also then come in with the burst healing, and it worked out really, really well. Props to her. She had essentially half of our stats there, but she was an important player there for sure. Same with Charlene, same with Ian, same with Fernando. A fantastic team there. Props to all of them. Shout outs, that is, to Charlene. I'm not going to give him a response, so he gets a bit of a surprise there. There's in saying, imagine having Rekka. I don't think it would have mattered that much. 150k shooting there. He did a great job of mixing it in with the rest of his kit. And like I said, just a fantastic example of teamwork. I feel like it was super synergistic. It felt super smooth, and it was a great showcase for Lilith. On their side, they played really well as well, but definitely a little bit more jank, but they were trying to do a very similar thing. I'm honestly kind of surprised the Willow Dead Zone there didn't annoy me more, but what else can I say? Lilith at the moment, despite all the changes she's had and the shifts she's been sort of put through, she's still a pretty solid character. She's still got a ton of the jank, but despite that, she's pretty damn competent of a healer, which is why a lot of people who are good supports seem to actually gravitate towards her. This is obviously very anecdotal, but I feel like percentage base, if you think of like the top 5% of people who play supports that I've gone against, a lot of them seem to play Lilith. Thankfully, there is still a ton of variation. I see good supports on pretty much all of these characters here, other than maybe Corvus, who I think has fallen behind a little bit. Hopefully he'll get some love in the upcoming update, but yeah, Lilith is in a pretty good spot despite her not having variation as a character. She is kind of shiftable depending on how you want to play her, based around healing, and you can kind of move it around a bit. A bit of a crap explanation, but very similar to how I would describe Maldamba, as a bit of a shiftable support that is fun to play multiple times and isn't as repetitive or, you know, straightforward and very restricted. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Of course, let me know what you want to see me the next. I'll see you guys all really, really soon. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and as always, stay frosty.